What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Gridborn's. Not call it that, but the Patreon today will be calling is called Director Spotlight, where I highlight the top 3 movies that I've seen from that director. And the first season of the show is Martin Scorsese. So, a brief history about Martin Scorsese is that he was an Italian filmmaker born in. Wait, where was he born? Yeah, on November 17th, 1942. Spent 83 years of his life making movies, where he led to films like Taxi Driver, Cape Fear, The Irishman, and so forth. So, today's first episode we'll be reviewing The Irishman, which was released in 2019 and produced for Netflix as a streaming movie. But the budget was so expensive, from 159 to 250 million, it only received $8 million in the box office due to a limited theatrical release. And today's episode, I'm only releasing a 10-minute episode due to, if you want to listen to the whole version, you have to go on Patreon. And we're going to be reviewing all 3 movies, which are Cape Fear, The Irishman, and The Wolf of Wall Street. So here's the first 10 minutes and The Irishman. In September of 2014, the following years of development hell, The Irishman was announced as Scorsese's next film after Silence, which Silence was a big hit for Scorsese. So, anywho, the film stars Robert De Niro as Frank Sheeran, Al Pacino as Jimmy Hoffa, and Joe Pesci, returning from retirement in acting, as Russell Buffalino. So anyway, I'm going to read you the plot. In a nursing home, elderly Irish-American World War II veteran Frank Sheeran narrates his time as a hitman for the Italian-American Mafia. Back in 1950, in Philadelphia, Sheeran works as a union delivery truck driver, where he starts selling some meat shipments to a local Philadelphia Italian gangster known as Skinny Razor, played by Bobby Cannavale. I think that's how you pronounce it. A member of the Philadelphia crime family headed by Angelo Bruno. After that, the delivery company accuses Sheeran of theft. Union lawyer Bill Buffalino gets the case dismissed when Sheeran refuses to name his customers to the judge. Bill introduces Sheeran to his cousin Russell Buffalino, the head of the namesake crime family in northeastern Pennsylvania. To be honest, it's kind of like a Pennsylvania movie. Sheeran begins to carry out jobs for them, as well as members of the South Philadelphia underworld, including painting houses, which means contract killing. Sheeran is then introduced to Jimmy Hoffa, the head of the International Brotherhood of Team Masters, who his financial ties with the northeastern Pennsylvania crime family. He is struggling to deal with the fellow raising teammates, Anthony Tony Provenzano. In addition to mounting pressure from the federal government, Hoffa becomes close with with Sheeran and his family, especially his daughter Peggy. Well, when I watched this movie so far, I thought, how would De Niro's character live through hell after becoming a hitman? And then after bonding with the family, in turn, Sheeran becomes his chief bodyguard. After the 1960 election of John F. Kennedy, Buffalo was thrilled while Hoffer is furious. Kennedy's brother, Robert F. Kennedy, whom he appointed Attorney General, forms a Get Hoffa squad to bring down Hoffa, who eventually is arrested for and convicted in 1964 for jury tampering. While Hoffa is in prison, his replacement as Teammeister's president, Frank Fitzsimmons, misuses the union pension fund and gives an interest-free loans to the mafia. Hoffa's relationship with Tony Pro, himself arrested for extortion, also deteriorates beyond repair when Hoffa refuses to restore his forfeited pension. Hoffa sentenced and is commuted by President Richard Nixon in 1971. Although he is forbidden from partaking in any teammates or activities until 1960. Despite his parole terms, Hoffa undertakes a plan to reclaim his power atop the team masters. His growing disrespect for other team masters, leaders, and tensions from the mafia begin to worry Russell. During a dinner in Sheeran's honor in 1973, Russell pleads with Sheeran to confront Hoffa and warn him about the heads of their crime families are displeased. With his behavior, Hoffa informs Sheeran that he knows things that Russell and the other dons of the other families are unaware of, and claims that he knows what makes him untouchable, for if anything ever happened to him, they would all end up in prison. In 1975, while on the way to the wedding of Bill's daughter, Russell informs Sheeran that the Dons have become fed up with Hoffa and has changed since his murder. Russell informs Sheeran that he must serve as a triggerman, knowing that he might warn and try to warn and save Hoffa. Then Sheeran boards the planes to Detroit, blah blah blah. And then after meetings with Tony Pro, Anthony Gaccione, and Sally Buggs, Sheeran shoots Hoffa dead at point-blank range and leads the guards by to the entrance. After invoking the Fifth Amendment rights, grand jury investigation into Hoffa's disappearance, Sheeran, Russell, and Tony Pro and others are eventually convicted and incarcerated with various charges unrelated to Hoffa's murder. Sheeran eventually ended up placed in a nursing home following his worsening health and his wife's death. He tries to reconcile with his aligned daughters in his final years. Peggy, however, suspected his involvement in Hoffa's disappearance, has since severed all contact with him and begins seeing the Catholic police assigned to the nursing home. However, who assures him with absolution for whatever crimes he committed or detained over his lifetime. As the priest leaves, Sheeran asks him to leave the door slightly ajar, emulating one of Hoffa's safety habits. Well, my review of The Irishman, it was an okay film, to be honest. And then after that, we will transition to Cape Fear. So, for all people who are not Patreon users, please listen to this on Patreon.